Alright, what's up? My name is Home Homex with double X. Um, so this is kind of a tutorial slash just session, like it's more like a session, but I will be explaining a little bit about the DAW I'm using right now. As you can see, this looks like FL Studio, but not quite FL Studio. That's because it's not FL Studio, but it's kind of a copy of FL Studio. This is lmms. Uh, all the music I have out in Bandcamp and here on YouTube was made here on this DAW, and I think, uh, well, never really got any tutorial about lmms. Everything I wanted to find out or see how to do or whatever, it was an FL Studio tutorial, and I just kind of figured out how to do it here. Uh, so I think it would be good for a video to exist of this doll, kind of explain a little bit in depth, a little bit more, you know, going into things about FL instead. I mean, about LMMS instead of FL. So first of all, this is a free doll. It's completely free. That's why I had it, because I didn't have money to pay on FL Studio or Ableton, and I didn't want to risk the computer I had. It was my dad's computer, to go into try to crack the FL Studio or anything. So I just got this one that's free, and quite honestly, it's really decent. It's a really decent doll. It has its cons. There's a lot of limitations to this program, but if you find your way to work around it, this is pretty good. This is pretty nice. It's actually um, very complete, taking account the fact that it's fucking free, but it's pretty good nonetheless. If you can make it sing, that's what matters, right? So to download this thing, you just gotta go to here and look for LMMS Studio. This is their official page. And you just have to download the thing. That's it. You choose your whether Mac, Linux, or Windows. You just download it, install it, and that's it. Uh, I already have it. No lo descargo porque ya lo tengo. So I don't. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do a beat um, with strictly native to the program sounds and everything. I'm gonna do everything. Nothing's from outside, no samples, no nothing. Just the things that are already in the LMMS, just to show a little bit how you can maybe do some decent things in here. And I'm also gonna be explaining how it works, so that anybody watching this can and has this or wants to get it or whatever can start off with a few tips and tricks I learned. Not only here, but about just making beats and whatnot. So first of all, we have this, right? Give me a sec. We have all this. Here we have the layout, right? there is a drum rack type thing here. If you right click here, it's gonna select, right? And then you click here, and that's how you make a loop. But I don't really like using the this drum thing. We have here the tempo, right? So you have to every song has a tempo. You just click here, move it up or move it down to just to whatever tempo you want, right? Let's make a trap beat since it's what I started doing. Let's make a trap beat. 147. Trap beats are usually 140, 150, 160. But I learned that it feels a little bit more natural, or I don't know, less robotic when I choose a BPM like in between, like a 46, 43, something that is in 10 and 5 or something like that. It feels more like, I don't know. It has a different feel. I don't know how to explain it, but I like this type of tempo. So here we have kind of like the um, the layout. I don't, I don't know how to call it, but this area where everything you're gonna use, every instrument, every sample, everything, I always put it here. It comes with different synthesizers and stuff like that. For example, this is like a bass, and this is very important. This is kind of works like you like as if it was a tuning tool, like as if this was tuning A minor, basically the A minor key, right? So if you it's like a both is the semitones and tones, kind of like where you want the initial or like the stop layer, right? If you want to play this but octave low, you just gotta go here in A and right. But if you put it in C, it's pretty much be playing C. In in the key of C, whether minor or major. It's and if you make melody, whatever your main melody is, everything else has to be in the same key. So the drums you put it in C, bass or 808 in C. Any other musical elements like you maybe add another piano or something, it has to be in C. Okay, but I'm not gonna use this right now. This you can upload audios to it, but it's you will think this is what you're gonna use if you want to sample, but not. Hell no. Uh, I'm gonna show that in another video how to sample, how to use samples in this too. But I want to do this one first. Remove this. This is for automation. Kind of shitty. Doesn't really work too well. Never use it. And I'm gonna leave this one here. But off. That's also how you delete things from here. You just click here and remove it. I'm gonna do this with also this thing. Yeah. So first I wanna make my loop a little longer on here. Uh, so these are the beats, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Type thing. Uh, so let's here. This is the menu where you're gonna find all your plugins, your native sounds, your samples. You're also gonna access to your own samples through here. So for example, here are some of these are a bunch of scenes, right? So to to put something here, you just gotta click on it and drag it. Let me do for something like this one, right? Whatever. You just drag and drop, drag and drop. Right, so you close it here, you open, close, open, close. Yeah. Right, like this is kind of looks like a old Nintendo controller type thing. You can actually play around a lot with the sounds and stuff. Like just whatever. If you know like about gonna go with that. Fuck it. I'm gonna use that. Why not? So here, here we have the piano roll. Oh shit. Here's where you can draw your melodies wherever you're trying to play, right? So this synth is giving me kind of like funk vibes, that old school funk. Not funk as in funkadelic or funk music. I mean like funk, like Space Ghost Burp and Dead Hippie type shit. So that's why I like the old school 2013 shit. Something like that. But I'm not gonna have vocals. I don't think I'm gonna use vocals on this. Right, so you can select them. You can adjust individually. You just click where you wanted them to be, phew, and you adjust their size. How much length you want them to be, right? Shorter, longer, whatever. Now you can also control the loudness of it. Like this sounds like some shitty wannabe 3-6 mafia. So you select them, you press shift, and you drag, and you copy pretty much what you did here. Just like in FL, pretty much. So. And then we're gonna select again all of it. Press shift. Oh shit. Selecting. Control. Shift. And then paste. Alright. So the piano roll, these are the beats per second. Pretty much a hit, right? I don't think the DAW has a metronome. It doesn't have a metronome. But that's what it is. It's a. What I think is this? No, this is just how loud it is. Fuck. But that's what it is. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. And it's also, this is uh, parallel to this. So if you're on the 8th here, you're on the 8th of here, right? Like you click on here and this box appears. If you want to delete it, just right click it and cut, or just if you double click it, you get into the piano roll, and just so you have an idea how things are placed here. Let's go back into the piano roll. Oh shit. Select this. Let's see. Wow. That's fucking loud though. Oh, see, this shit is double. What the fuck? Holy shit. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna assign now a mixing channel. You have this thing called FX Mixer. This is the master of your songs, the whole song. You click here and you create a channel. You're gonna attach everything you have here to our mixing channel, right? So this is gonna be to the first mixing channel. So now I'm gonna just put it all down, play it, and get it to. We're gonna add this to it. Why the fuck not? Shit. And okay. Now, I'm gonna showcase you how this whole tone things sound. So basically, it's kind of playing as if the piano was tuning A kind of thing, because it's in A. So when you move this again, manipulates both the pitch and kind of the tuning of the instrument. This is not really. I don't have a MIDI right now. It's a keyboard, right? So this A isn't in the key I'm using. I'm using what key I'm using? Fuck. Fuck. I'm. It's escaping me if it's C minor or uh. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's either C minor or C major. That's kind of the what I was thinking, right? So go back here and listen to the difference. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna move around random things here to see what happens. So much. I don't know what I did with that. I'm just moving things random and listening if I like it. I don't really know what the fuck. I cannot explain to you what I just move around things. Like Alright. So now let's go with the drums. Or first, yeah, let's go with the drums. So here, where we got the synth, we have like, these are like templates. Alright, like you can, maybe I can do one with a template. I don't have templates, that seems like the fuck. Yeah. Well, you can save templates. I think this is where we, I think it was in demos. Okay, yeah. These are like pre-made templates. Drum and bass, blah, blah, blah. Most of it are electronic if you think about it. But we don't want, that's not what I'm looking for right now. And here, these are like the native sounds, right? So you have your instruments here, right? You have a bass. It seems to me like this DAW is targeted to like more electronic music, but maybe it's more thought out more as a electronic music DAW type thing, because like everything is like within that fucking style of things. Shit. Fuck. Yeah. So you have also pre-made beats, breaks. You have the drums. Again, kind of like for electronic music. If you want to add something to the, what is it? To the drum rack. What is the drum rack? Let me see. God damn it. Here it is. Alright, so if you want to add something to the drum rack, you just gotta double click it. Right. And right, so if this one works exactly uh like the FL1 pretty much. If you This is like a beat, right? Like this 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Just like the pretty much if you open piano roll, each one of those dots represents this 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what. That's how the. Oh my god. I don't know what happened there. Holy shit. It's not even gonna. Fuck it. Oh my god, I can't open the fucking room. Yeah. No. No, it locked me out of going up for some reason. What the fuck? Man, I hate this shit. Okay. Shouldn't have opened the piano roll, but whatever. No. Okay. So that's what this means, right? And you just have to. Oh, I didn't get a fucking. Fuck it. Right? So you just organize it like that. This is the lazy way to make drum beats. I made it all wrong too, by the way. Holy shit. And you press play just to hear it. But I don't like using the that shit. I use it here. And actually, so we have the drums here, right? Let's close that. You have like this is like an alternative section of drums made with synths to get different sounds, right? So we're gonna use those. I think these are better sounding drums than the other ones. They're okay, you can work with them and whatnot, but I like this section more. And as you can see, this thing has a lot of veneer cover. This thing has a lot of things in it. Like there's a lot of options, native things. Damn. All right, like that sounds cool. Like you know, listen, we have here an 808. If we can make this an 808, then we're gonna use that as a 808. So that's very. There's a lot of good things here. Uh, for experience, I think I want this. This is like, for example, like an R&B type drum. I actually like this. Maybe. And like, this is like, it was TR606 machine. Kinda. I'm not really sure. But it's at least trying to emulate that type of sound. What a TR7. This is actually the most like trap like beats here. TR-808 also has a cover. How does this cover? Actually better cover. Oh, this sounds. And with the hi-hats here. Okay, let me organize here. So if you want to move this around, you just gotta click here on the dots and you move it, right? So now, to program drums, that's easy. You again are just gonna click here. With the pencil here, you're gonna click here, and you are on the piano roll. Also, I'm forgetting. You have to put it in C. Alright, same here. And also, before I forget, open a new mixing channel. And this is something I like to do. Some people like to mix each individual part of the drum on its own mixing channel. Nothing wrong with that, but I like to mix all my drums together in the same mixing channel for like to add different elements, different dynamics to the drums, kind of like a real live drum recording, where if you hit a hi-hat and a kick at the same time, they're just not gonna sound the same that if you hit them alone. And obviously, a kick sounds more than a hi-hat, and the snare sounds more than a hi-hat too. So you have to take that into consideration, I think, to make it sound, I don't know, more. I don't know. I just like how that sounds, so I try to sort of emulate that with my drums, even if they're programmed or whatnot. So we're gonna assign all of the drums to the recording channel, right? To and I also like to put this in sync. I don't think it does anything. I just feel like doing it, whatever. And also recording channel and put it in C. Same thing with the cowbell. So the cowbell can be melodic, and we're gonna use it a little bit melodically, but also rhythmically. And it is technically a drum sound, so it's on the drums. Uh, so yeah, we're just gonna do that with each and every one of these drum sounds. Alright, bang, bang. And we're gonna open up a new mixing channel for the future 808. And also, very important, put it in the C. Alright. So now let's start with the cowbell. How about that? I like to start with cowbells. So I'm gonna use it mostly rhythmically. It's like get like a drum. just gonna copy and paste this pattern too. Right. Kind of playing off of the drums. You're gonna see what I mean in the future. So this is basically 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 in both fourths and 1 middle of the first. That just how it sounded cool. Whatever. I'm not that good at explaining things, but I think that I would have understood these things I'm saying if I would have watched my own video 10 years ago. Let's go with the hi-hats. So for a trap beat with the hi-hats, you want to go double tempo. For example, this is what normal tempo would be, right? Let me close in here. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. That's a normal hi-hat pattern on tempo. But trap goes double tempo, which is pretty much double of that. Right. So instead of 4 hits, it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 hits each beat, basically. Every tutorial you're gonna see about doing trap beats, they do this. You have to variate how much the volume of the hi-hats, so it sounds natural, right? So you do that as you copy and paste. Right. And just you have a hi-hat to begin with. Yeah. Gonna add the snare. So for hip-hop in general, trap beats and stuff, the snare goes on the third, every third. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's here. Lights. We're gonna layer up the snares. I'm gonna play with the volume like I did with the hi-hats. Now let's go with the kick. Let's start with a simple one in the one, and on the second, one in the two. One, two, one, two. So this type of rap, funk or Memphis type beats, like in the 90s, they have a lot of kicks. They have a lot of kicks. Right, so this is like a note snare, but sounds like more like a cool perk to me. I'm not gonna use that one. So if you wanna just copy and paste like three different instruments, you gotta go here to select. You select them all. You press Shift and Control, and you copy and paste it. Let's add to the scissors thing. You can't even hear the shit. Whatever. So we didn't use these two, so we're gonna delete them. So it is right there. another tidbit that I learned pretty late in my production practice hobby is to move the drums a little bit out of grid so that it has a groove. Unfortunately, you can't uh, like play like drums here. Like if you had an MPC or a MIDI, that's you can't. Doesn't work in this DAW. So you have to fake the humanity. But at least it does to have kind of a groove. Like this is how I do it. So first of all, let me isolate the drums from the rest. So you click here, you solo the recorded track. You click here, you silence the recorded track. Right. So we're gonna solo this. So you're gonna select all of them. And here's how many notes you have per beat, right? Or in 16, you can also put it in 8, and you can only do this, right? And the next will be like there, right? So you go to here. It's almost as if there was no grid. There is a grid, but look, you go to 800%, and you see the little minuscule pockets in the grid. So it's more like you glide things over. So for example, I want the snare to hit just a little bit behind. Alright? Just a tiny little bit behind. Alright? And even maybe move the second snare a tiny bit more than the first snare. It's a little too behind, but yeah, right there, just tiny bit more than the first one. See? Completely different sound. Right, because we have the other snare also hitting in grid, right? Right, completely in grid. So it has a little bounce, a little flavor to it. And we can do that also, for example, with the kicks. Same logic. Let me delete those and add a little bit of groove. So for example, I like to create a little tension between this, right? So I'm gonna move this, the two hits, 1, 2, 1, 2, a little bit early in the grid, so it creates a little tension. So if you want to do this, when you select, instead of the whole thing, just a few, you click Control and Shift, and then click on the note that you want to select. So again, put it on this. Right. And I want to see how this one sounds a little later. Just tap it later. That sounds fucking good. Holy shit. A tiny bit later. A tiny shit. Tiny bit later. Right. So if you put it back in 16, now you're gonna still be in grid, for example, for doing this. Those minimal changes, if you minimally move, anything's gonna sound completely different. So you wanna keep it how you did it here. So you switch back here, and it's gonna be completely the same. So now let's go with the hi-hats. A little variation on them, not too much. I like a little. What the fuck? A little roll. Oh shit. Again, just not too much. I kind of want to keep it vibe like the old style type Memphis beat, and the hi-hat sounded like super rolling, like some Chief Keef song or something. So keep it a little simple, right? Now, gonna go with the 808. Okay. So it sounds a little soft, but we can change that later. So if you want, so the main melody is in C, basically. So that's around where you're gonna also put your 808, or if you're gonna use a bass. My light went out, and just whatever. I just gonna keep it pushing. Let's hear it without the drums. All right. that's pretty much the beat, right? We could say this is a good start for a song. We have a beat, pretty much with the main components of a beat. Um, we can have maybe a piano or whatever, this and that. But in this video, I'm not gonna do that. This isn't so much of a music theory video. I'm not gonna go into depth into doing melodies and whatnot because it's more about how the program works before, right? So you can, now that you have your like your main, your core beat, right? That's how you can just make this as big as you want. This thing to repeat as much as you want, and then you can organize and whatnot. But now I wanna do a little bit of mixing to the song, right? Because I know this, just this, kind of sounds like shit. Sounds bad. This preset, it's a little too strong. It just, the fucking 808 barely has any presence. You can barely hear it. So something that tutorials in general didn't really go into mixing early on. I don't know why. Like another video will maybe more go more into depth into like the melody or the drums or structure or this and that. But I'm trying to show you how much potential in terms of how good it can sound or yeah, how it's gonna sound. You can get with this free DAW, and I think mixing is really important. It's a very important. Fuck, I can't speak. Uh, Part of the music making. You balance things out. You make things sound better. You merge sound together. So we're gonna transform this kind of shitty sounding. We're gonna turn that into a beautifully sounding, um, well-rounded beat, whatever. So first of all, let's assign names, right? You can name this whatever you want. So this is the synth. These are the drums. This is the bass. Alright. So let's start with the synth. Let's listen to it in solo. Sounds dark and sad and melancholic and blah blah blah, but it sounds too damn strong. So first, I always start with an EQ every time. Forgot it. So here, one of the main issues this beat is that the 808 and the bass has no presence. You can barely hear it. You can barely feel it. And why is that? That is because this synth has way too much low end. And that's good because that gives a body to the sound. But we don't want that to overtake the bass of the beat, right? So with EQ, you can pretty much move that around. These are the spectrum of the sound, as you can see here. This is the low end, this is the high end. You're gonna click here to activate them and to move it around. So what I'm doing here is cutting the low end. Right. This is how all EQs on any DAW works. All EQs are similar to this. If they're visual, I like it when they're visual. And you can see the thing going on in there. Alright, so I'm gonna also lower the high end. Like, sounds like an old, it's like something old. I don't know, like old shit. Now let's listen with the bass. Let's listen to the difference. Now you can hear and feel the 808, right? What else can I add to this? I'm gonna add a little delay. So once again, this is your effects chain. It affects the mixing channel that you have selected, right? I haven't put any effect on any of these, so they're just here. And same with the master. So the master, whatever you do to the master, you do it to all the channels, right? So you click here and add effect, and you look for what you want. For example, right now I want a little bit of delay of this thing, vintage delay, right? So it gives you your delay, the parameters, and all you can modulate about this delay. So I like it at 13. I'm also gonna add a little bit of delay. Reverb. it shows you all the parameters you can move. I cannot really explain to you too much exactly what I'm doing. Like this is how big it feels, like if it was in a real room, trying to simulate real recording. Like this is like a large room, empty room, then I don't know, a cave or something, right? Like check it out. And different things that you can move around, like wet amounts. It's gonna make it sound like more wet, wet and dry. Right. So let's take a listen without effects. Effects. I think I kind of made it sound old, which is what I wanted to. Now, drums. Well, let's go with the bass first. Let's listen to the 808 alone. Very minimal, very soft. So we can change that. We can go to here. We can just pump it up, make the sample. It's kind of like a sample, right? Bigger. You can also mess with the envelope, which I'm not gonna do right now. Okay. We're gonna lower down. Let's put an EQ on it. See how it's looking. It's a lot of mid. If you see here, like this is the low end. It's kind of more in the middle. I'm gonna take all the high out. I'm actually gonna put this down a little, and I'm gonna up this one. I'm gonna give it a bass booster. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it the other way around. Or not. No. I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah. That if I was wearing headphones, don't wear headphones. Holy shit. Don't wear headphones. Let's EQ this thing that we just did. Again. Right. Holy shit. Holy shit. We're making a monstrous ass bass. 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 We have this other bass booster thing. It just works differently. Let me show you. So this is the scope. I'm gonna play the harmonics. Holy. This type of beat benefits from very saturated 808s. Sounds rough, sounds heavy, sounds ugly. Like what I have in mind right now, kind of as a reference track, I guess. For example, would be well, nah. Let me know. Let me not get a copy strike here, but I'm thinking of a certain song, kind of guided me through what I want this to sound like. Right, so now let's mix the drums. This one is extensive, but we got it. So, the drums. I mentioned before that you are gonna, when you record drums live, when you sample drums from a drum break or something, there's certain rules in how it's gonna sound. Whenever the kick's gonna hit, it's gonna affect how everything else sounds. So if you're hitting the hi-hat and then you hit the kick at the same time, it's gonna change the sound because it depends on a lot of different things, right? But the snare, it's sounds louder than a hi-hat, so it's gonna overtake the sound of the hi-hat. However, sometimes it's not that the case. Sometimes the hi-hat is louder. Like it depends on what you used to depend on the microphone and the positions and all that. But this is obviously a programmed digital drum. But I kind of like to emulate a little bit of those dynamics with certain mixing tricks, right? So first of all, I'm gonna adjust the levels of um, each element. Me personally, I'm more of a kick, more of a low end fan rather than a high end fan. So I like to put my drums on the more low area, like low frequency kick. I'm just talking about a kick. I wanted I want to put a light on the low end when it comes to drums. Right. So I prioritize the kick. So first thing I'm gonna do is lower the volume of the hi-hat. I don't want it to disappear. Like there is fine. Now the snares. We have two different snares layered out. Different sounds. That's very dry and boxy. This one's more snappy. I'm gonna play around with what I want to overtake the snare sound. So now panning. Panning is if you want something to sound to the left or to the right. That's all. Now back in the day, this will have to do with where you place the microphone. It was usually like we're gonna move the whole bass to the left, and then the drums are gonna be on the right, and then the guitar is also on the left, or sometimes the bass and the drum are on the um, left, and everything else on the right, and maybe the voice is in the middle. There's some songs where the whole instrumental is on the left or on the right, and on the other side is the voice. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to do, especially with the drums. So, for example, I like to pan my hi-hats to the right. And I also like to do that with my snare. Because I have two snares, I'm gonna pan one just a little bit more to the right than the other one. So let's put this one in like 5-6%. This is like 11. I like to pan my kick to the left, just ever so slightly. And I'm gonna pan the cowbell also more to the left. More noticeable pan, right? Now, the way you achieve this sort of mixing where there's a dynamic on how it sounds when one thing hits, and that whole thing I just explained. It's here. First of all, I put all the sounds in this um, drum rack, right? So now every effect you put in this fuck, I forgot the name. The channel, right? Um, every effect you put in this place is gonna affect all the drums together. So let's start with the merging together of the sounds in the drums. First of all, EQ. Always through EQ under everything. I'm gonna first sharp the high end of the drums. But simultaneously I'm gonna damp it a little bit. Right. A little bit on the mid too. Right. This is gonna help me like widen it. And I'm gonna also put a slight increase on the low end. Now you can also, right, like one of the reasons why a lot of people have everything in a song mixing channels, because they wanna mix things around on each individual part. You can also do that here. For example, let's go with the snares, right? So this is snare 1. let me close everything first. I leave everything open and then it's a fucking mess. I think this is here. Oh my god. Right. So now, back to the drum, back to the snare. Right, so you're gonna go to here to effects, and it's pretty much the same thing. You're gonna add an effect here. So we're gonna EQ this snare. Yes, yes, yes. This is all mid. So I'm gonna buff it up a little bit here on the low end. And let me do this too. I like this. Right, I like how this sounds. We're gonna EQ this one too. So how about go here, put these middle frequencies together, we dampen here a little bit, so it sounds a little old too. I'll dampen here too, but I'm gonna also beef up the low end. Now let's listen to them together. I'm gonna put even less on this. Uh, that's it. Then something that's gonna glue all things together is a compressor, the calf compressor, because I'm gonna explain a little about stereo and mono later, but we're gonna go with calf compressor for now. Just like any other compressor, has the same things: a threshold, a attack, and then release time, makeup gain, all you need. Alright, so let's lower the release. I think that's fine. Turn up the attack. Lower the threshold. Up the ratio. Maybe a little less. Little makeup gain. Now we're gonna sidechain this. What sidechains does is pretty much that a variation, that interaction between the sounds of the drums, right? So for that we're gonna look for a compressor. I'm going to sidechain compressor. This was gonna add the sidechain to these bad boys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. So it has modes, which basically it was gonna indicate what are we sidechaining, right? Are we sidechaining the low ends, the high ends, the mids? What are you doing? Right. So listen. Yeah. All right. So now let's listen to all together. So I'm realizing first one thing, and that these are the levels. These are duplicated. No, the fuck. I don't know why one is sounding harder than the other one. Fuck it. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna keep it. So I know that you're probably thinking, man, this is too fucking loud. This sucks. This is worse than before. Calm the fuck down. We still got things to do. So now we're gonna put effects into the whole master, right? First off, I'm gonna put a multi-band compressor. What this does is that it compresses each individual, well, it compresses the low end, the mids, and the high end, pretty much. So, next thing, is I'm gonna add sidechain, but not the compression sidechain, this time the gate sidechain. I'm gonna explain a little bit when I get there. Next thing I'm gonna add here is a stereo matrix. This is gonna enhance the stereo of the song. So here's what mono basically means that everything is just it's just gonna sound the same on both ears. But with stereo, you enunciate the panning of the things in the song. right? So just a little bit like that. And lastly, to avoid losing our hearing, one more compressor. The Dyson compressor. The Dyson compressor basically is a limiter which limits how high things are gonna sound. It's gonna put a limit to how high the song gets. Let me illustrate this for you real quick. Right, so let's close this. Well, let's do it here. Let's go look for Audacity. Let's open Audacity. Skip. Skip. Okay. Now, I'm gonna record the audio from the computer. Right. Let's see how it sounds without the limiter. That's what I told you, just to beware. Just wait for it. Wait it. So now you click on this. Pick here. Now this is what I mean by it compresses. This is kind of like a threshold for the high, the mid, and no, I'm sorry, the low, the mid, and the high. The sidechain works the same as in the compressor. It has like its modes, its ways. Oh shit. The fuck? Right, here we go. So it has the same principles. Again, I just go by ear. I just when I like how it sounds, that's what I go for. Right. Oh shit. I'm gonna adjust levels again. Well, that will be pretty much it. Um, you can also obviously, like for example, start to start giving a structure to your beat by deleting and adding things. But this is usually kind of my workflow. This is how I do things. Now that you can start uh, to give a little bit more, yeah, again, just structure to your beat, adding, taking off things. So this is how you save what you've done here. You click on here on file, and you go to save as, right? And you're gonna choose where you want this to go. right? Go to the desktop, here, here, and here, right? Beat one, right? Because these are for our videos. Save. So now, this is it. It's how you do a beat from scratch in lmms studio with only native themes. I think it sounds, well, to my liking, it sounds good, to my taste. But I think I could show a lot of how much capacity there is in this thing, even though it's free and it does have its limitation. But if you spend enough time doing things here, you can take a lot. You can take a lot out of this. You can make a lot with this. Later on, I will go on into um, how to do a full song here. So if you do something else, you move anything else around, you want to save it, just click here and it saves. Well, that's it for now.